Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to show you how to install a dishwasher end panel. Now, if you've never installed these before, it's not exactly clear out of the box how you're supposed to install it. There's no backing on it like there is on a base cabinet or an upper cabinet that you just screw into a stud and secure it in place. So I want to show you how I like to install these, and hopefully it'll help you out if you're trying to install one of these as well. So let's get started. Alright guys, so essentially what we're going to have to do here is create our own nailing flange or nailing strip that we can secure this to. So with your dishwashers, you know they're 24 inches wide. That's the amount of space you need to leave open between your cabinet and your end panel. So the first thing that we need to do is make sure that we set this in place where our opening is 24 inches wide. Now you can go a little bit over, maybe 24 1/8. That's what I do, just to make sure that when you slide your dishwasher in place, it's easy to get it in there. So we'll set this in place and we're going to mark a line where it's going to go, and then what we're going to have to do is essentially cut out some of this flooring and secure, I don't know, a 1x strip to the floor, another one to the wall, and that'll give us something to nail this into. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in place and get it marked up and show you how I like to do it. Now I've got a big speed square here. It just helps me know that when I'm laying this out that everything's plumb and where it needs to be. So I like to start with the base and then work my way up. So I know if I get it 24 inches down here, that it's going to be easier to get it where I need it up top, because this, as it's just freestanding here, it's not sitting level, so we can always manipulate the top left or right to get it where we need it. So we'll start with the bottom, and that's about 24 1/16. So we'll just work with that. So what I'm going to do is pull my speed square out and make me a line around the base of this. And now I can pull this away, and I know exactly where I need to reposition it when I go to install it. So this line that I put here, that's going to be, I'm going to cut me a 1x strip, put that in place, and then I'll mark another line here, and then I'll have my layout for where I need to cut the floor out, because this is a laminate floor. I don't want to screw directly over top of it. You know, it's supposed to be a floating floor system. So I'm going to go cut some strips and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so what I did was I just ripped a 2x4 in half and I cut it to length. So here we had about 23. I think I cut this down to 22. You don't have to go the full length, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this edge up against that line that we made, and I'm going to trace around the other sides of it. And then I'm going to cut this section of flooring out. So I'm going to grab the oscillating tool and the circular saw, and we'll get this cut out and installed. Alright, so we've got our floor cut out. We'll put this in place and see how it fits. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and just tack this in place with a couple nails, and then this bottom section will be done. Alright, so that's it for this bottom portion. Now we can install the strip that goes here. So same concept, except here we don't have to cut anything out. We can just screw our strip right into the wall. I know that there's wood behind here, the studs behind here, because I built this wall. But if you don't have studs that you can screw into, you might have to use some sort of drywall anchor or something like that. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this second one in place, make sure everything's square and level, and then we'll be able to install our panel. All right, so now that we've got our vertical strip installed, we're gonna put our panel in place and make sure everything is where it needs to be. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clamp this to our nailing strip just to keep it in place while I check everything. So measure the bottom again, make sure we're where we need to be. About 24 1/8 in the top. Let's see. And like I said, this is kind of loose, so we can manipulate it to where we need it to be. But yeah, we're right at about 24 3/16 there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit of construction adhesive to the back side of these strips. And then I'm gonna put a few brad nails in there just to hold everything in place. You don't wanna put too many brad nails on the back of this panel because you don't wanna have a lot of holes to fill. You don't really wanna see any nail holes on this because this is a finished surface. So we'll just put some construction adhesive on here and pop a few brad nails in, and that'll be about it. Now when you're putting this on, just be careful that you're not getting it too close to the floor. You don't want it to squeeze out when you put your panel on and adhere to the floor. So we've got our construction adhesive on. We're just going to put our panel in place. And then tack everything in with a few brad nails and we'll be good to go. Alright guys, that's it for this video. As you can see, it's a pretty simple process. It's really not that difficult, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel for more content just like this. Until next time, take care and God bless.